Heyo! Welcome back! Or if you're new, welcome to YouTube. I'm so glad to have you. There's two things I get asked about probably most. Where do I get my lashes done? And how do I whiten my teeth? Or what do I do to have such white teeth? And I'm going to share with you today, girl, because I get it. I get it. I like white teeth. A nice smile just draws you in, and you do your makeup and everything's just so pretty. So I'm going to share with you what I do to whiten my teeth, what I do in between while I'm not whitening my teeth, what products I use, where you could potentially get yours, alternatives if you can't go this route, why it may work for you, why it may not. I'm going to answer all the questions. I'm answering all of them, okay? So before we get started, let's go over one thing that's very important. Whitening may not work well for everyone. You may be too sensitive for it, even if you use a low percentage of whitening gel or over the counter, whatever the case may be. Also, some things to take into consideration when you are thinking about whitening your teeth is how long has it been since you've had your teeth cleaned? Has it been a long time? Do you have a lot of buildup on your teeth? Are you an avid smoker? Do you have a substantial amount of stain in conjunction with not having your teeth cleaned in a really long time? Maybe you had your braces taken off and you haven't had to clean it. The cleaning is very important because if you have an extensive amount of tartar buildup or stain, things like that, that can kind of set you back when trying to whiten. You really want to make sure you have a clean slate. And that's actually an ideal time to whiten is after you've had your teeth cleaned. Maybe wait a few days and then do it then. Speak with your dentist first because if you have a deep cleaning, that changes things a little bit. You may want to wait until they give you a go-ahead. So that's a really important thing. Now, in the midst of your whitening, there's also something else that's very important to keep in mind, that whether you whiten the way that I'm getting ready to show you that I do, or maybe you have, I don't know, other things that you use to whiten your teeth, however you do it. When you're in the process of whitening your teeth, you're going to want to stay away from smoking, red wine, red pasta sauces, heavy coffee, heavy green teas, anything like that. Because as you're whitening your teeth, the whitening gel gets into your teeth. It actually absorbs through the pores. Those pores are open. So anything that you consume in the whitening process the day of, and even I do the week of, I try to stay away from those things, especially like red wine and red pasta sauces, because they can absorb and they're going to set you back as well during the whitening process. So take that into consideration. And if you can't do it, or if you don't see as good of results, that's probably why. Also, while I'm whitening my teeth, I do like to use a particular toothpaste. Actually, that's while I whiten them. When I'm not whitening them, it's just my favorite toothpaste. I've always used it. So I've got some notes here. I like to do notes because I like to make sure I don't forget anything. So let's see. Let's first off start out about what I do to whiten my teeth. So I have whitening trays. So I had these whitening trays. I work in the dental field. I've been a dental assistant for 14 years. I've whitened my teeth since I was probably about 16, 17, something like that. I've always done it. It's just been one of my jams. So if I can recommend anything to do, when people talk about like what's the go-to for whitening, this is the one for me. I really like the whitening trays. They're custom to my teeth. I had these impressions taken in my office, and I had whitening trays made, or at my previous office, and I have had these trays for probably 8 years, something like that. I clean them very well, trust me. I take good care of them. A lot of times you can contact your dental office and find out if they make whitening trays there. Mine, they can range anywhere between maybe $250 to $350 depending on where you live and whatever their price range is. But the way I look at it is I have had these trays made and I've had them for so many years, they've basically already paid for themselves at this point. Also, if you don't have whitening trays that have been made in the dental office, but you do have some type of clear retainers that you use for whenever you had braces, you can use those as well. That's going to be the bulk of this video, and then I'll go over a little bit of an alternative that you can use at the end. But I have whitening trays, and then I have two different gels that I go back and forth between. One of them is made by Zoom. Zoom is a company that is known in the dental field. You can also, you may have heard them if you've ever heard of in-office whitening. Zoom is the particular brand, and machine that they use to do in-office whitening. And then also I use Opalescence. Now, before you get started with doing your whitening at home, another thing that you need to take in consideration, one, how long has it been since you've had your teeth cleaned? How does everything stand before you get started? And then two, what type of gel are you going to use? There's a hydrogen peroxide gel, and then there's a carbamide gel. There's two different kinds. They basically both come to the same common goal, but work a little differently as far as how long you have to wear them and the prescription strength that you choose to use. So I will link a article down below that you can read. It's only like the first 2 paragraphs will just about help you the most, and they will help you determine what type of whitening gel works best for you. I'll also link several different options down into the description that are easy to get and have delivered to you, because I get all of my whitening gel from Amazon. So keep that in mind too. When you purchase the whitening gel, while you're using it, like for example, I'm currently using the Zoom whitening gel. I leave this one out, but if I have others, because they usually come in a pack of 3, or these will come in a pack of 4, I keep the remaining bit that I'm not using in the refrigerator, because it will help extend the shelf life of them until you're ready to use them next. So that's what I like to do. These are like the trays here. This is an example of one of them. It's just a clear tray that's custom fit to my teeth that I had impressions done with in the dental office, and I use them. And I'm going to do a whole video here in just a second. I'm going to show you how I actually do this. I'm going to let you watch me do it. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. So we've got the whitening gel. We've got the link below for you to determine which type of whitening gel that you want to use. The differences in the whitening gels, the biggest difference is the strength that you choose to use. I go with a stronger whitening gel because I don't have very sensitive teeth, and I would prefer to get it done sooner. So you can do a stronger whitening gel. I believe it's the hydrogen peroxide, which is the one that you would wear for like 30 minutes, and then it quits working after those 30 minutes. That's all you need it for. And I use the strongest percentage in that through Zoom. I believe it's the 14%. Yes, it's the 14%, which is considered the strongest in the hydrogen peroxide for Zoom. Opalescence, one of their strongest ones is the 35%. I think it also comes in 40, but I noticed that with Opalescence, the 35% works just as well. I wear it for 30, maybe 40 minutes. After that, it's really not doing anything other than just sitting on your teeth, causing a mess and preventing you from going about your day and sounding sober. So those are the reasons I like to go with ones that are a little bit stronger and in the hydrogen peroxide realm, so that I can wear them just for 30 minutes and be done with it. For the carbide, I always get it mixed up. Carbamide. I always never say it right. You can still use a stronger gel, but it actually works for a longer period of time, which just means that you would need to wear your trays for a longer period of time. And it will help a little bit with sensitivity. Same thing, just different wear times, basically. I do not recommend that if you are whitening your teeth for the first time that you go the strongest route. I recommend that you start kind of lower in the 10% for like Opalescence. I would recommend starting maybe in a 10-15%. If you think, I'm not very sensitive, I don't think I'll have any issues, but want to start out a little lower in the beginning, then start with the 20%. As far as Zoom, start below 14. Do your research a little bit about that. It's definitely not as complicated as it might sound. You're just hearing this for the first time, but just start a little lower in the percentage realm whenever you're just starting out and you think you might have if you do have really sensitive teeth, this may not be for you, because at some point they will become sensitive, whether you're wearing them the first time in a low percentage or you're wearing a low percent to a mediocre percent and you're hitting that 3rd or 4th day of whitening in a row. In the middle of that, if you do have sensitive teeth, you can brush your teeth with what's called Sensodyne toothpaste. You can get that from your local dental office. You can also buy it at Walmart, Target, pretty much anywhere has it. It's Sensodyne toothpaste. It's specifically for sensitive teeth, and you can brush with it, or after you've whitened your teeth, if you'd like to put just a little bit on your finger and brush it kind of and massage it directly onto your teeth and let it sit for about 10 minutes, that will help too. But it will not prevent you from having sensitivity. It just kind of helps with sensitivity, in my opinion. Now, when you've picked out your percentage, what I do is I whiten my teeth for maybe 4 to 6 days in a row, just depending on how long it's been since I've whitened my teeth, how dingy I feel like my teeth look. And then based on that, I decide how long I want to wear them. Because I do a stronger percentage with a shorter wear time, I only wear them for about 30 minutes once a day for 4 to 6 days. Now, if you are new to this and you start whitening your teeth and you say that maybe by the second day I'm a little sensitive, but I think I'll be okay, go 2 days, skip a day, use your Sensodyne toothpaste, start back up again on the 3rd day, and maybe don't wear it as long. Or just figure out what works well for you. It's kind of like, I always tell my patients, it's almost kind of like tanning. So if you go to the tanning bed, but you only go 3 days a week, and it's kind of at the beginning of the week and then maybe the middle or the end, you're probably not going to be as tan as the Betty standing beside you who goes every single day, if that makes sense. But if you go 2 days in a row, you get a little burnt and you're like, hey girl, I need to skip today. And then you go again on Thursday, are you picking up what I'm putting down? Is it making sense? It's kind of like that. But if you start to be really sensitive, it ain't for you. Stop, take it back. You're going to have to figure out something else. Don't continue going with it because it will just continue to get worse. Not a good idea. Also too, after in the midst of that, remember, no red wines, no red pasta sauces. If you choose to have some kind of tea or coffee, like a cold coffee, something like that, try and drink them through a straw and don't be chugging like 6 or 7 of them in a day. You know what I mean? If you don't get good results and you're still doing everything I told you not to, then that's on you, girlfriend. I can't help you. I can't help you. Let's see. I'm also going to go over another thing that's really important, and you'll see this in the video as it's coming up, is that before you whiten your teeth and after you whiten your teeth, you need to brush them, okay? Don't be trying to whiten your teeth when they're dirty and you got yuck mouth, okay? Don't do it. It ain't going to work, Jesus. Now, what I like to do is I like to floss my teeth, brush my teeth, whiten my teeth, brush my teeth again. Does that make sense? Now, a lot of people think that when they whiten their teeth that the entire tooth just needs to be smothered and covered like gravy on mashed potatoes and pork chops. That is not the case. A small little amount goes into the tray. It absorbs into the pores of your teeth and whitens from the inside out. It does not mean you have to cover the front and the back of your teeth with whitening gel in order to get them to whiten. No, ma'am. Don't be wasting that gel like that. Gel can get expensive, okay? Don't do it. Just a little bitty amount. I'll show you in the video. It's going to get even just a little bit on each tooth, and then it absorbs into the tooth, and while it's absorbed into the tooth, it's whitening. That's why even when you take the trays out, they're gonna be fairly bright. You might even get these little white chalky things on the points of your teeth. Don't be alarmed by that. They might be brighter when you first do it and then calm down a little bit, but you'll continue to whiten for the next few days. So keep that in mind. What was another thing that I was just gonna say that was like really important? Or was it? Was that it? Was that the big one? We talked about sensitivity. Where did I get into? We talked about that. How long do you have to do it? So, okay, here's another thing. If you've whitened for 4 to 6 days, you've reached your level of like, okay, I'm good. This is perfect. This is where I want to be. I don't whiten again for maybe 3 or 4 months. I don't whiten like every few weeks. Now you can, if you want to be that person that just kind of is like a consistent whitener, you can do maybe, I would recommend maybe just once a month. Give them time to kind of come down some before you choose to whiten them again so you get those better results. You do not need to whiten your, this is not whiten your teeth every week, take a few days off. You whiten, you stop, you let it get dingy, you proceed, okay? If your teeth start to look gray-ish, and have like a blue hue to them and are starting to look translucent, you're over whitening, girl. You got too excited. Too excited. You need to take a step back if you want them to look kind of more natural looking, okay? So I think that's pretty much everything that I've gone over as far as that goes. Again, consult with your doctor first. Make sure you've had a cleaning, or your dentist doctor. Make sure you've had a cleaning. Make sure your teeth are in the realm that they need to be in order to have your whitening done. You can have your whitening trace done and made there. I don't know if there's an over-the-counter like whitening tray or something on Amazon that you can make. I can't vouch for that. I'm sure there probably is. And if there is and you want to try that to try and save you some money from spending like $350 for the trays, then by all means try it. I just can't speak on it. You'll need to get the trays and then also buy you the whitening gel. It doesn't hurt just to mention it when you go to your dentist and just say, hey, is there anything particular that you recommend? If the trays cost you $350, you set aside $50 a month, you buy your trays, somebody treats you to half of it for your birthday or half of it for Christmas or whatever. Think about the fact that I've had mine probably like 8 years. So $350 over a span of 8 years, to me, that's a good investment. I've had them forever, unless your dog eats them or something, or you leave them on a flight or something, or I don't know, you swallowed it in your sleep. Don't do that. Never mind, don't do that. Don't wear these to bed. Don't wear these to bed. They're not to... After a certain point, they're no longer working. People don't sleep in whitening trays anymore. You wear them for about 30 minutes to an hour, at max 2 or 3, depending on what type of whitening gel you get. The hydrogen peroxide or the carbamide will determine how long you have to wear it. Okay, don't sleep in them. You don't need to do that. Also, let's stay away from the charcoal stuff. Okay, it's not. Okay, the whole whitening thing with the light too, it's not. This is going to be your best route, okay? If you find a way to get trays made or find some that you can use, it's hard when you try and order something online because they're not custom to your teeth. The point, and the same thing, you can use Crest white strips. I have heard amazing things about Crest white strips. They're out of like, say 10 patients, 9 of them have said extremely well things about Crest white strips. So if you want to try that, I'll link some of those below as well that you can shop and order them and have them delivered to you. But the idea is that you want this stuff to stay on your teeth. So if you've ever seen like a whitening pen or like something that you paint on your teeth and you let it sit, it doesn't stay there. Your saliva is going to wash it off as you speak and as you do things. Like it doesn't stay. The idea is to have a tray or something like Crest white strips that you're going to put on your teeth that will stay on your teeth while you're whitening them and hold that gel in place. Now, it gets a little harder for Crest white strips to maybe work as well if you have a lot of crowding, like my teeth are straight. Thank you, Mom and Dad. But if you have a lot of crowding, you may have a little bit harder time as well because that sticky strip is not on the teeth as well as it needs to be. So keep that in mind as well. Also, what was the other thing? I keep coming back to it. Oh, while you're wearing your trays, don't eat or drink anything. I know that's common knowledge, but you'd be surprised. Okay, not even water. Don't eat or drink anything while you're whitening or using your trays. So, there's that. Now I'm going to show you the video of what I do and exactly how I do it. That way you can see it. Hopefully it makes sense once you see it and just how easy it really is. And then of course, don't forget, if you're watching the video or you've watched this part of the video and you have questions, you can always comment below. I'd be happy to help with anything that I can that maybe I have forgotten or maybe just isn't in my scenario, but I might know the answer to. So let me show you the video and you can see what we got going on. now that you've seen the video, hopefully that gives you a little bit more of a visual on what I'm talking about, as far as making sure your teeth are clean before and after, how to apply them on your trays. Make sure that you're only using like a dime size amount. I really love the Crest toothpaste that you saw in the video. It's the Crest with peroxide whitening such and such. I have always used that toothpaste, and I notice that when I don't use it, I don't see as good of results. So I use that while I'm whitening and even when I'm not whitening, and I notice that it helps kind of keep my teeth whiter longer. I do not recommend using like baking soda and peroxide with a toothbrush at home and scrubbing your teeth with it. There's a difference between it being in your toothpaste and being in a very abrasive raw form. Using that and for a long period over time can definitely cause a lot of wear and tear on the enamel of your teeth. It will cause them to become more sensitive and for you to be more cavity prone. Please don't do it, okay? Just get you a whitening toothpaste if that's what you're gonna do. There's a different consistency, it makes a difference. But I hope this video helps. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry that it's a little lengthy, but I get so many questions and there's so many scenarios for each individual person that I feel like it's important for you to know that not every person is the same and not every whitening technique is going to work well for others. But definitely stay away from the baking soda and peroxide, the charcoal, all the little gimmicks that maybe you see on Instagram and stuff like that. The charcoal, again, is still very abrasive on your teeth, just like using the baking soda is. It can wear down your teeth over time. Plus, it makes no sense. If you're opening up the pores of your teeth and then putting black stuff on it, that makes no sense to me. Whoever come up with that, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. Sorry. Maybe I shouldn't say it, but it's just, that makes no sense to me. I don't know. So just stay away from those things. Sometimes the things that work the best, unfortunately, are the things that do cost a little bit of money and are the things that are actually approved by dentists themselves. I'm just saying. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe. I'd love for you to stick around. Even if you don't subscribe, please give this video a thumbs up to let me know that you enjoyed it and that it was informative and that it helped you out in some way, shape, or form. I'd also love for you to comment below if you have any questions. Be sure to look me up on social media. Love y'all. I hope you have a great day. Okay, bye.